Hey everyone, Tech Steve here, and if you watched my last video, we talked about the Sony X80J. Now it's a great television set, but I didn't really probe into the technical sides of the picture. So on this video, I'm gonna show you guys the contrast ratio. We're gonna look at some color tests, some video demos, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about the gaming on this TV set. So sit back and relax, and let's get started. All right, guys, before we get into these tests, I want to give you guys a rough understanding how I'm going to do this. First of all, I'm using a PS5 and I'm using the Blu-ray player, and the disc we're going to be using is the Spears & Muscle 4K UHD benchmark test. Now, these tests are really something to give us a rough idea of how the TV sets perform, and if there's any flaws that the camera's not picking up, I'll be sure to give you guys a verbal cue. Now, with that being said, I'm going to darken out the room so we can see the TV set a lot more details. And at the end of this video, I'll let you guys know all the links if you're looking to buy these discs and try it on your own. So let's get into it with the contrast test. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, whenever you're using a Sony TV set, you need to set up the inputs for 4K. And the way you want to do that is go into the settings, then go down here to external inputs, go down to HDMI signal format. And for all your devices that you have plugged into it, you need to go over here to where it says standard format and enhanced format. Now, once it's in enhanced format, your gaming console, Blu-ray player, anything that's 4K will be supported. And I'm not sure why Sony did this, but I think it should be automatically selected. Now, for this video, to get the best picture quality, we need to set up the black levels in the HDR. So I'm going to hit OK. And then I'll just adjust the HDR so we can start showing you guys the test the proper way. So all I'm doing is just to really adjust this where you can barely see it. That way, when we go to the test disc, everything's going to be looking as best as possible. So here's a contrast test that's blinking and it's showing you guys the different gray levels. So up here is going to be your darkest, all the way down to here is going to be your lightest. Now, what I noticed for me is that around this range, you're going to lose a little bit of contrast. So what we're going to be able to notice is when we play a movie, how well does the black levels get? And I will tell you, looking straight on this TV set, it looks really good. However, when you go to the side, you can see a little bit of glow in the picture, but not too bad that the average person would notice. And this is kind of like a brightness test. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here, there's a black level and next to it is the TV set. So what that's showing me is that the black level is not a solid black. It's a little bit more of a really light gray haze compared to a TV that is completely black like an OLED. So looking at this test, I don't notice much bleeding between the black and white levels, but what I do notice is here in the corners, you're going to see a little bit of vignetting. That's something that you get from cameras in some cases. It's just going to be a little bit darker around the edges. Again, it doesn't hurt the picture, but if you get anything that's a solid white, like if you're using it on a computer screen, you're going to definitely notice that you're going to get a little bit of darkness right there. And as I mentioned earlier, you can now see those corners a little bit more whenever you're looking at this gray picture. Again, for the average person, you wouldn't really notice, but I just wanted to show you guys so you can see what the performance is of this television set. And this is an HDR colors test. So one thing you notice right here, this should have different shades of gray, but from here all the way over here, it is completely one color. So again, it will do a great job, but it's not going to be able to transition through multiple colors like it would on a TV set that had a darker screen. And here's a star field to give you guys another understanding of the TV sets and its dark levels. But keep in mind that overall, this TV set looks really good for the money. However, again, since it is a IPS screen, you're going to notice that it will be a little bit more on the very, very light gray side versus being completely black. Now, this is a great test showing how well they aligned the TV set when they built it. Now, I have did some other tests like the TCL R635. Great television set, has a lot of features, but actually looking at this screen, it was crooked. And you can see here on the Sony, it is completely lined up perfectly from the manufacturer. I literally don't see any flaws. So what that means is that you're going to get a very straight picture and everything's going to look really good on this TV set. So I just showed you guys where the TV is completely aligned, but on this test, it shows what happened if you crop an image. And that's like zooming into the picture. It literally turns just a little bit. So at the top here, it's completely to the edge, and at the bottom here, there's a gap, and it's the same thing on the bottom and the top. So literally the TV set turns a little bit whenever you crop an image into it. Now you probably won't notice, but it is something that the TV set does. Now using my DJI Pocket Cam, let's go ahead and check out the viewing angles. So here we are in the front, it looks pretty good. If I go over here to the side, you can start seeing a little bit of flaw here at the bottom. Let's go to the top here. And there's a little bit of blooming around the different images. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. Viewing angles are very important, especially if you have it in a big room, so you can see from a different angle. So in my opinion, this is kind of wrapping everything up. First of all, it is a IPS panel on the 43-inch, but the 50-inch is a VA panel. So if you prefer darker black levels, definitely go with a 50-inch. If you get to the 55 or 65-inch, those are IPS, so they're going to perform just like this TV set. But overall, I like IPS as long as you're sitting right in front of it, because it is a lot brighter and it has better colors. So it's a trade-off. You want colors and brightness or a darker picture. So that'll be up to you guys. Also, having a little vignette around the edges, it's kind of standard for a TV set in this price range. In fact, I've done tests on other TVs and they all have some form of it. So don't be discouraged by that. But overall, the TV set looks great. And now what I'm going to do is just show you guys a few demos so you can see the picture quality. Now, like I always say, this is a recording, so take it with a grain of salt. You can look for details that you want to find in the picture just by watching the demo. So what do you guys think about the colors on it? I think it looks really good. The thing is that I did notice some of the black levels wasn't as dark as I like, but the colors, the picture, the brightness, everything worked really good. So now we're gonna do some basic gaming. I mean, just show you guys a couple samples of it. Now we're gonna check the input lag before we get into that, just to see what the response time is. So right now I have the TV set to standard mode. Let's go and see how well the response time is. So we're getting about 137 milliseconds. But let's switch over to gaming and see how good that works. See if it changes. So we're going to let go of the button, press it again. So it looks like we're getting about 22 milliseconds, which I hate to say it, but Samsungs are getting like 9s, 9.5, 9.8. So the input lag on this is going to be a little bit higher than a Samsung device. What a shame. All right, now we're going to play a little bit of games here. Now this is kind of tricky because whenever you're using a system like this, it seems way too bright. Whoa. I'm just trying out this new track. It's kind of colorful, but I'm probably gonna wreck right here. Here we go. Oh, done. So let me pause this for a minute. Now here's the thing, if you go into your settings here, gaming mode is good to go. Brightness, you can see it max, but definitely want to turn that brightness down if you want to get the best quality out of the TV set. Now, if you go over to settings, you can make a mistake. So if you go under display, then go over here to picture, and then go down here to where it says video signal. You got to make sure this HDR is turned on, and it's right now set up to automatic, but a minute ago I was trying to play it and it was set up as off when I was doing some settings earlier. You can see how it can really change the picture quality. So I would definitely make sure that stayed on automatic, and then also leave this on automatic so it gives the full range as well as the color space. If you do all those different settings, all you need to do is adjust the brightness and you're good to go. Now, as far as the motion, you can turn that on if you want to make it a lot smoother. You can customize it as well.
The first episode of this year's Live Extreme series. In this new season, talented newcomers have a shot at taking on established stars and a chance to impress all the racing teams out here. And believe me, they're watching.
The gaming experience is really good. I mean, at 60 hertz, Sony makes the PlayStation. It will work on the Xbox, so you have no problems getting a great 60 hertz gaming experience. But before I end this video, I want to say one thing. I read a lot of comments and I hear you guys. Keep in mind, I'm just moving into this new space and I'm getting used to how the lighting and the cameras work, but the next video that you'll see on my channel will be the video that you guys are waiting for. The Samsung AU8000 versus the X80J. So be patient, these things take time. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a comment below because I'm gonna leave links to everything in the video today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace!